Engage on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 more. Independent, free from the influences of the manufacturer, forums, other gun media, magazines, whoever. I chart my own course here in the Nutnfancy project. You guys know that. I base my reviews on my own data, my own likes and dislikes, and I roll them in pure form here, tabletop review here in the Nutnfancy project. And this won't be the first time I've done it, surely won't be the last, but I'm going to perhaps depart from some groupthink and declare the Sig P250 as a Hall of Fame pistol. You heard me right. Hall of Fame pistol. The Sig P250? That's right. Thanks for watching the video. This is, of course, Nutnfancy. By the way, I have a really bad cold. Stopped up, but I'm excited to get this review done. It is a lot of work. It's coming at the end of a lot of shooting on the Sig P250. 2 calibers, 45 and 9mm. I'm going to update my previous tabletop review accomplished in April 2009 on the Type. That was an initial tabletop review on the Sig P250. It was okay. I mean, I looked at that video recently. I was like, it's got 285,000 or so views on it. So I guess there's a lot of other guys besides me that like the P250 out there. I want to redo it though, because when I got done with that review, I was very warm to the P250 in a lot of ways, but I didn't have the trigger time that I have now on it, and I don't know, that just really bugged me. I wanted to do the pistol justice. Here we are, first portion 2012. This is an update video. Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer? Do you know what that entails? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to share my data with you. I'll go as fast as I can. I might skip over some stuff I previously covered. And by the way, this is a Generation 2 Sig P250. In 2009, I threw on the table a compact version, I think, of a Gen 1. There have been some changes. I'll try to hit the high points. I'm going to talk about it like I always do, ripping through. Let's hit it. And I did cover some of this in 2009, but I'm going to update the philosophies of use, starting off with kind of like this. I will say the Sig P250 is an outstanding home defender. And then dovetailing into that philosophy of use, I'm going to say wife gun. I can't tell you how many thousands of guys I've talked to over the years while doing the Nutnfancy project, and they ask me, either in person, maybe in messaging, hey, what is a good gun for me to have my wife use to defend the home? I think before we answer that question, we have to ask about the proficiency level of our wife, our girlfriend, and how much gun experience does she have. Usually the answer is going to be little or none. In which case, I think simplicity is key. When I'm talking about simplicity, I mean she can pick up the gun and pull the trigger and kill the bad guy. End of story. There's no safeties to manipulate. There's no grip safeties to fail to disengage. There's no confusing levers here. She just picks the gun up and fires. Lots of guns like that. Smith & Wesson M&P, Glocks, XDs, all faves, and Hall of Famers here in the Nutnfancy project as well. And now we're talking about the Sig P250. Key to that home defense wife gun role, and I'm talking about defending your residence, is you have an integrated light. I've been saying that for years, and look at that long Picatinny rail on the Gen 2 P250. Now it's a standard Picatinny rail. Earlier versions had a proprietary rail, I think. Integrate your light, TLR3, Surefire, whatever you want to slam on there. Now you can identify the threat. And absolutely, you have to do that before you pull the trigger. Hopefully you flee if you can, get out of there. Let the police do their job if you're in rule of law. Home defender, absolutely. Here's another one, and this will get to the heart of what the P250 is about. I did address this in 2009. I'm going to call it a caliber interchanger. Now that's not a surprise. You guys already know the 250. Maybe you own one already. You already know that. But let me tell you how I'm addressing this. And before I do, I'm going to show you kind of the models. There's the full size. That's on the table, by the way. Comes in 9, 357, 40, 45. Same for the compact, same for the subcompact. Now, when I say caliber interchanger, maybe you are a fan, I don't know, of the 45 ACP. You like how hard it hits. You just love it. You're willing to accept perhaps a few less rounds in the magazine. You love the 45. But you don't reload. Can you afford to shoot a 45? Now you could go buy another gun, duplicate the gun, and let me tell you this, the cost of the Sig P250 since April 2009 when I did my review has gone way down. Way down, and that is a huge plus. Another reason why, in my mind, it has achieved Hall of Fame status, and that gets back to caliber interchange. You can actually buy it in 45 ACP, which TMP did. This is a TMP gun, purchased in 45 ACP, and then later on, finally, I clued in, how about we reduced our ammo costs and get it in 9mm? Well, I wish I would have thought of that earlier, because most of the shooting with the Sig P250, these, by the way, are some of the shell casings, about 800 rounds fired in total, ready for the donation casings there on my website. So I spent a lot of money testing the 45 ACP. If you're like that and you want to train with the gun, the trigger pull, and the unique creature that the P250 really is, go with a 9. Then when it's time to go to war, you can interchange it back, which is actually a fairly straightforward process. It's not a problem at all to do. There's great instructions in the manual how to do it. You're ready to rock with your 45. Caliber interchange pistol, that's another distinct philosophy of use. Let me hit also service pistol, combat pistol, holster pistol. I've talked about all of these previously here in TMP, and the P250 is all of that. Keep in mind, if I give it a philosophy of use of a combat pistol, that means myself personally, I'm willing to put my life in its hands. To me, that's significant, that I think the gun will be reliable enough and accurate enough that it is a dependable companion in a life-threatening situation. Philosophies of use. There you go. Oh, one more. And this is interesting. I got to tell you, man, I have some smart dudes watching TMP. I went to my video, and it was called the Sig P250 Accuracy on the Double. That's my original tabletop initial on the type. And a dude posted a comment under there, and he has a unique, this is so funny, he has a unique philosophy of use for the Sig P250. He doesn't call it this, but I will, and it is mailing pistol. So he'll take out the fire control unit, which is shown here in the Sig catalog, which is in the background. Okay, so that's a fire control unit. That's the serialized part. Has a hammer, has a trigger. We've talked about this before. You pop it out, put it into a different frame assembly to get the gun you want. He's going to pop that out, and now you have a plastic frame with no serial number. It's not a firearm. You have a slide. That's not a firearm, last time I checked, and he'll mail those. Now the fire control group, he'll get to its destination however he wants to, and then when he gets there, he can reassemble them. Obeying the laws all the time. I thought that was a cool philosophy of use, Sig P250. There you go. Let's cruise. Size and weight. Let's get back in the catalog. And by the way, on the table, by way of reference, I have a German Sig 226 E2. Sick warrior pistol. Just love it. Might do a little bit comparison and contrast. Heck, we'll do it now. Let's start off with weight. Get this stuff out of the way. This is 32 ounces, 29.5 for the full-sized version. Now, if you go, and there's three sizes, you got the full size, the compact, and the subcompact P250s. As we go down in size, the compact is 26.5 ounces. Subcompact 25, about 24.9, but I don't know, what's a tenth of an ounce? This is all summarized, by the way, in the 2012 Sig catalog, most outstandingly. I think it's, I don't know, it's somewhere around there. And then when we do that, well, I won't get to yet. I was talking about firepower. I think the weight is adequate. Now, it is not as light as a Walther PPQ, not as light as some other guns, Glock 17, for instance. But 29.5 ounces for a full-size pistol with this sight radius, this magazine capacity, is an achievement. Yes, even in 2012. We're still stuck with that chunky Sig slide, though. Now, the cool thing is, and I think I failed to hit on this in 2009, is if we go down to the subcompact model, the widths, did I say that right? Decrease. So I think it's 1.4 inches in width. Yeah, here it is. I highlighted it. Okay, full size is at the top, and then the compact 1.4, and then we go down to subcompact in the Gen 2's redesigned 1.1 inches. Compact it ain't? Well, maybe so. It just might be. That to me is intriguing, as is their twosome package. And a lot of TMPers have asked me, hey, what do you think about the Sig P250 twosome? Well, I'll tell you, I'm excited about it now in 2012 with the redesign and the improvements on the type. Look at the subcompact. And there's the full size, and to me, this is a perfect marriage between the two. In other words, this is the type of gun that I run. Either I'm going to run a war pistol, full-size service pistol, or I'm going for something very, very small, super lightweight. Now, granted, it's a SIG. It's kind of a chopped-down full-size SIG, and the same criticisms always apply. 1 inch is better, though, and it's reasonable carry weight at 25 ounces. So many other 9mm pistols will blow that away in terms of weight. PF9 where it weighs, 13 ounces? Beretta Nano, Ruger LC9. So, but as a cost-effective way to approach this, the twosome rocks. And you have a variety of pistols. I'll say what I did in 2009, by the way. Most of the guys and gals that buy this will probably just leave it put together in their chosen form. For me, my mileage, it's a full-size pistol. That's what I'm going to run. Again, if I'm running a subcompact, I'm going to roll into something much slimmer. Well, I don't know, much slimmer, but slimmer and lighter weight. Car, Ruger, just as ones I just told you. So the size in the philosophy of use as a combat pistol in this frame size is full size. 6.91. I think, again, that is a huge plus. One reason, jumping ahead to ergonomics, is that incredible sight radius. And we also have a 4.7-inch barrel in the full-size P250. More velocity, perhaps a little bit less flash. If we go down to a compact, that's a 3.9-inch barrel. Subcompact is 3.6-inch barrel. Let's compare the sight radiuses against the classic Warrior pistol, the 226. Dudes, it's longer than a 226. Look at that. 6.6 inches is a slide radius on the Sig P250. And by the way, is that not a cool looking gun? It looks like a RoboCop pistol. Don't get me wrong, no love lost on the Sig 226, whatever version you get. I still love it. P220, 229, 228. Do I need to go into that all again? No, please no. Love it. But man, there's a good looking authoritative pistol. Pistol, that's funny. Pistol. Just excellent. Moving on. Firepower. Outstanding. In the full size. I'm going to start off with that and then we'll jump back in the catalog. 17 rounds in the Sig P250 9mm. You already saw it previously in the 45 ACP version. It's going to be 10 rounds. And then you have the other calibers noted right here. 357, which by the way is a smoking cartridge. That free 357 Sig, 14 rounds, if you can afford to shoot it though. Departments I talk to sure can't. Really expensive training with it. And then 40 Smith, 14 rounds. There you go. And then you get a little reduction as you go down in size. P250 Compact. There's a subcompact. And incidentally, new, I think it's for 2012, the subcompact 380. Hey, Nutnfancy, would you go with that? Well, I might. 12 rounds? That's pretty good. There are some good lows in 380. I will say what I've said previously. The 380 generally sucks. A little bit, I'm looking at the wrong one. There you go. Tongue-in-cheek, I'm talking. There's just so many options. I'd probably go with the 9mm. That's the minimum I carry. 9mm. Day in, day out. Firepower in all models is excellent. Even in the 45 ACP, 10 rounds is nothing to complain about. 45 is such a great cartridge. I just love it. On to accuracy. Oh, man. This is why I'm excited to do this review. Lots of rounds fired in several outings with the Sig P250, guys. Again, most of it was in 45 ACP. I shot it yesterday again on the second outing for the 9mm. But anyways, lots of rounds. Here we go. A couple targets to show you. This is in October 2011. shooting wolf. Why would you shoot wolf, Nutnfancy? One, to test the reliability. Wolf is dirty, it's underpowered, and I just want to see what it will do. This is 16 yards standing. That's a tough thing to do, by the way. There's your group right there. I'll just show you how it happens. Not overly impressive, but remember, it's wolf ammo. Probably not a lot of consistency there. There you go. There's a group there. Oh, bringing it together. Love it. Group right there. Boy, that's a sweet group. Standing 16 yards, wolf ammo. So if me or seeing this group, it means that this was me. Bad marksmanship, trigger pull, and there's another one right there. Wow. Okay, to me that's exciting. You guys can do better, I know. I always say that. Sig P250 45 version. This is 23 yards bench, still shooting wolf. Oh, another reason I shoot it's just more affordable. Just saying. There you go. 3 rounds, not too bad. Those 2 rounds really excited me. 3 rounds. Oh, actually, that's Blazer. Blazer FMJ, 230 grain FMJ. There's wolf, 23 yards. And then that was, I don't know what that was. There you go. That's, to me, excellent accuracy. And then check this. This is yesterday. Sig P250, the very gun sitting on the table. This is a 9mm version. 11 yards standing, about 20 degrees yesterday. Fiocchi, 124 grain XTPs. That was an okay group. Honestly, I wasn't too pleased with that. Again, shooting standing is hard, guys. If you haven't done it, try it. Blazer, 115 grain aluminum, and I was like, I can do better than that. And I did, right there. Well, maybe not right there, but how about this? Nice. 11 yards standing, Blazer. Gets even better. Dudes, that's like a one whole group with a Sig P250. I'm going to talk about the trigger ergonomics and my technique to use that trigger effectively. The gun is as accurate as a Sig Classic. Hall of Famer. It is as accurate, and I said that in 09. Now I've really proven it with my own shooting, my own data. It's as accurate as a 226, 220. That's right. Now, whether you can get that accuracy out of it with the trigger, which is double action only, it's up to you. I don't think it's that difficult myself. Accuracy, home run for this Hall of Fame pistol onto ergonomics. Well, one reason I think that I love the classic SIG so much are the ergonomics. It's the stuff I've talked about. The grip angle, the trigger, the sights, the feel, the balance of the SIGs, for me, has always instilled confidence that I can go into a deadly encounter knowing that I have a good friend by my side. I don't think that's changed at all with the Sig P250 other than its lighter weight, and I'm actually all for that. Let's start off with a grip this time. In the Gen 2, it's been changed. This portion here was changed, and now it features that very awesome stippling. Granted, it's molded in stippling, but man, is that a great gripping surface on the Sig P250. I absolutely love it. Floor plate has been changed on the Gen 2, I think. The grip itself is as awesome as it ever was. It's just perfection. Hey, if it doesn't fit my hand Nutnfancy, what do I do? Well, maybe you go to a different grip size. I'm talking frame size, and maybe it would do better. But there is nothing personally I would change at all about the P250 grip angle or the ergonomics. The groove here, it's undercut under the trigger guard here. Phenomenal, man. I said it in 09, say it again, that is a perfect magazine release. It's triangular, it's fully ambidextrous. You can swap it left and right. In fact, the entire gun is very ambidextrous for you lefties out there. Very ambidextrous. I mean, you have dual controls. The only thing you don't have is a takedown lever on the right side of the pistol, but who cares, right? Great job. How about the trigger? That's probably the biggest ergonomic hit, if you will, from the naysayers on the Sig P250. And I'm not going to say they're wrong. Don't interpret me as saying that. I am still not a fan of double action only triggers. I'm not. I just don't like them. I'd much rather have a double action to single action transition, the standard trigger, maybe a striker fired pistol. But I'll tell you, in my shooting of the Sig P250, I was astounded at its capabilities with its trigger. My sample pulls about 6.5 pounds. In the Sig catalog, it says it should pull about 6 pounds. It's very smooth, it's very light. This, of course, is a safety check gun.
I think that's what it's designed for. It's so someone's not
Easy
going
to manipulate.
Really like
Hold on, let me back up a bit. Maybe not easy because some other crew members here in the Nutnfancy project and some guests shot the P250. Not gonna lie, they didn't dig it so much. They were like, ugh. They couldn't hit with it. Me, I had no problems at all. I was owning it with a P250. Long range, short range. I was just owning it. And yeah, a lot of times I would stage a trigger, but halfway pull, pop. Halfway. Well, I pulled it all the way through there, but half pull, half pull. Guys who are really practiced don't even have to do that. They'll just pull all the way through, staging it. I think perhaps one thing that's helped me in TMP is I run a lot of revolvers nowadays. I'm used to the double action. I'm used to it. I'm used to maintaining that sight picture throughout the pull. Some people aren't. I will maintain. It takes a skill, some practice to get used to the P250. Totally doable, and it's entirely dependent on your adherence to marksmanship fundamentals. That's it. And guys who come away and they go, hey, I don't like the Sig P250. I can't hit anything with it. I don't blame them. I'm like, well, you need to learn how to shoot it. What else can I say? I know it's not the gun. I know it's not. I know it's very accurate. They just need to practice with it. And then, second kind of cool comes into play. Their preferences, what they like, and some just are not willing to devote the time to get good at that trigger. The trigger, to me, though, is excellent. I won't say it's outstanding because it's still DAO. Enough said. Squared off trigger guard. Still love that. Full pick rail. I mentioned that. And yeah, I'll show you now. This is a change in the Gen 2. In my 2009 initial tabletop, I said, hey, if Sig is having problems with that polymer guide rail, I'm talking guide rod, I should say, they're going to swap it to a steel one. What do you know? They swapped it to a steel one. Maybe they were having problems. I don't know. So there you go, an upgraded guide rod in there in the Sig P250 Gen 2. Still kind of a blocky pistol. SIGs are kind of known as blocky, right? At least the classic ones. In the philosophy of use as combat pistol, service pistol, I don't care. I'm not carrying it concealed. If you go with the subcompact version, not quite as blocky. Okay, and it's going to be a little bit more rounded. I don't have one on the table. I apologize. It's still going to be SIG-like. There's your sights again. We talked about them, 3-dot variety, and all SIG P250s, my understanding, come with night sights. That's value. And wait till I get to value. It's really exciting then. Wait, Nutnfancy, you're already excited. I know. Great slide serrations, standard SIG. Great purchase on that. And look at the cleanliness of the entire presentation of the Sig P250. Simplicity. Nothing to screw up. Nothing in the heat of battle to forget to disengage. The ergonomics, the pointability, the feel of the P250 are just excellent. My mileage, I love it. Field strip and maintenance. Well, this particular example is, this takedown lever is actually very stiff. I'll try to do that off camera because I got to get some leverage on it. We'll just safety check it, lock the slide back, and then I'm just going to rotate that. I really got to bear down on this one though. God, that's a tough one. Oh my gosh, these normally are not that tough. Then once you got it like that, release, voila, done. SIG simplicity at its best. There's a 4 steel rails I showed you in '09. Nothing's changed. There's a fire control unit. Again, to pop that out, I wouldn't say it takes me personally like 3 minutes. I have to kind of look at the instructions and make sure I'm doing it right. If you did a lot, you'd become really good at it. And now that they've come down in price, I'm talking about the caliber interchange kits. Totally doable. By the way, what kind of lube do you run on there, Nutnfancy? Honestly, I've been running this pretty darn dry. Just look at it, and it's been 100% reliable. But I'll usually put on some Slip 2000 on the rails or some little bit of high-quality synthetic gun grease. That's right, gun grease. It works great. Ugh. That's about the only ergonomic kit I can say is that's really tough to turn. Maintenance is simplicity. That's about it. Just keep it lubed, clean your barrel, standard stuff, things I've talked about before. Accessories and versatility. Well, it's not to the level of a classic SIG, I ain't gonna lie, it's not. You know, magazines and all the other stuff that are available for SIGs, they've been around so long. They've been so incredibly commercially, militarily, and law enforcement successful pistols. There's just tons of varieties. I kind of think the Sig P250 is the gun, and I might be off on this, but the gun everybody loves to hate. Or at least be ambivalent on. P250, whatever. I'd rather go with this or that gun. That bodes well, I'm sorry, not well, but poorly for the accessories market, because there perhaps aren't that many holsters out for the P250. And honestly, I haven't really looked. These days in TMP, I'm rarely putting a bunch of holster wear on my guns out of leather or Kydex. Out of a nylon holster like my chest-mounted pistol, I'll do that all the time because it doesn't wear the gun out. That way, if I have to resell it, it looks better. The project can get its money back, that kind of thing. It's just a lot of wear and tear. If I own the gun forever, I don't care. It's honest wear. It's always good. Accessories, you might be a little bit hosed, like I said earlier, on that rear sight. That's a proprietary mounting on it. But they got night sights. What else you need to do? And from what I've seen, it shoots point of aim. How about the caliber exchange kit? Let me show you this. This is the 45 one, and this is what most of the testing was done on. Oh, what do you know? There's the 45 grip frame, full-sized, that was shot mostly in the project. And here is a 45 slide. Okay, this, you know, I forget what the price is. It's not like super cheap. I want to say it's like around 300 or so. So it's going to be cheaper than a full-size pistol, usually, depending on what pistol you get, and you're getting SIG quality, accuracy, and reliability. And from what I'm seeing, track record, that one has a steel guide rod as well. See that? So the caliber exchange kit is probably your coolest accessories, and again, if you get the twosome pack, you're ahead of the game. There's probably a bunch of other accessories out there. Failed to mention, how about value? Smoking! Value is smoking, dudes. So much better than 09. I think I said around 600 in 09. Things have changed. TMP bought this gun, check it, certified pre-owned for $315. $315? Amazing. Add a caliber exchange kit. I've got two pistols for about $615. Whatever that was. I bought that caliber exchange kit directly from SIG, by the way. That is amazing value for the capabilities that I'm showing you guys. Okay, so awesome. There's all kinds of competition out there. You know, Ruger SR9, Smith & Wesson M&P. There's a bunch of high-value 9mm pistols, 40, 45 pistols coming on market. So there's stiff competition. That's just the way we like it. It gives us more options as consumers. I'd say value is outstanding, durability, and reliability. Perhaps some of the negativity on the Sig P250, and I hope I'm not misunderstanding that, but in the circles that I frequent, there is some negativity. Some of it is probably due to its introduction in 2007, and it did have some problems. I mean, there were some failures to eject, FTFs, light primer strikes, mag issues. They plagued the Sig P250 in the first generation, but those were the early guns, the betas, if you will, and then Sig went back to the drawing board, said, hey, we need to improve this design, and they did. And then did it even further with the Gen 2. I think all of those are things of the past. Perhaps some people heard that the Dutch police canceled their 45,000 pistol order, and they said, well, there must be a reason they canceled it. The Sig P250 must suck. Well, remember, anytime that there is a pistol contract with a government agency, there's lots of politics that come into play. Maybe some, I don't know, under-the-table money. So I would not put that against the Sig P250. Then, let's see, I'm talking about negativity still, perceptions of it at least. The FAMs rejected it. I'm talking about the Federal Air Marshals. At one time, were going to run Sig P250s. I don't think it was on terms of reliability or accuracy. I think they just did not want to go with a double action only trigger, and I don't blame them at all. They're running 357 Sig 229s now. Great gun. Love it. And I think that's a better choice for long shot accuracy. I just say what I always said about double action only. Durability and reliability, and this is the important point to take away from this. In the Nutnfancy project, are you listening? 100%. 100%. Even with that crappy Wolf ammo, both calibers, about 800 rounds fired between the two interchanges. there you go. My own data. That's all I can go off of, and that's all you get here in TMP. I'm not going to say yours will be awesome. They probably will. But from what I can see, this is a Hall of Fame pistol. Hall of Fame. Track record is excellent from what I've seen. Totally recommended. Totally, totally, totally. At the prices that I just threw out to you guys, huge likability on the Sig P250. Lightweight. Superbly accurate. Yes, that trigger takes some training. But heck, you can do that safely in a safe direction. Dry firing at home. Practice with it. You'll get good. I was amazed while shooting the Sig P250 how accurate I could be with it. And I'm not just talking about paper. Most of the shooting with the Sig P250 here in TMP was on steel in tactical run and gun. 250 comes out, bing, 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 on the steel it goes. I'm not as fast with it, not going to lie, as I am a Sig 226. I'm not, because that is just an awesome single action trigger once it transitions. It's close though. Great sights, superb ergonomics, awesome magazine capacity, tough and reliable. What's not to like about the Sig P250? I'm declaring it a Hall of Famer here in the Nutnfancy project. That is my updated review. Thanks for watching. See ya. Holy crap. That gun is on.
That is so funny, dude.
You know, there might be, you know, Nazis flying around there, big old balloons.
You don't know what's coming over there.
Pretty impressive.
Coming together.